In today's video, we are going to dive into form validation using the powerful new useActionState hook in NextJs 15. If you are tired of managing complex client-side validation logics and want to play a more secure way to handle forms, this video is for you. With the introduction of server action and useActionState, NextJs 15 allows you to validate your data directly on the server without relying on the external libraries or writing extra API route. In this video, we will cover how to use ActionState to manage form state, how to perform server-side validation, and how to give user real-time feedback in the smooth and modern way. So let's get started and see how simple and powerful form validation can be with NextJs 15. So first of all, let's understand the useActionState hook can be helpful in form validation. So what is useActionState? So useActionState is a React hook introduced in NextJs 15. It allows to update state based on the result of the server action. Meaning, it depends upon the response coming once you commit the form. It depends upon the response coming from the server side once the data is submitted, and on that state, it can update the UI part of the NextJs application. In this, so why use ActionState forms? So there are a number of reasons through which you can use ActionState for forms. First, it's great for handling form validation. Then it helps in displaying error messages directly from the servers, avoid extra client-side logics or library, and it is also helpful in server-side validation, which is made simple. Keep validation logics on the server for better security. Provide real-time feedback to users with less boilerplate code. So, in order to understand how the useActionState works in NextJs 15 forms, so let's do a quick example so that we can easily understand how we can use ActionState hook of React in NextJs 15 in form validation. So let's move on to the Visual Studio Code. So here we already reached out to the Visual Studio Code. So in this we can start creating the form validation. We can do form validation with the help of useActionState. For this, we go to the product.db server, and inside this we have a page.tsx file which we have created in the previous video. Now here you can see that we have a add product and we have create product. So let's create that. So for this, before creating that, we need to create a error type of it. So let's create that. So we can create error type after click on here. So we can type errors. It is an object which consists of number of fields for which we are including for validation, or which field to be validate. We need to declare that field inside this type of error. So for this, we have title, which is of type string. Then we have this. Then we have price. Then we have price, which is of type string. Then we have description field in our form, which is also type of string. Okay. Now we already declared the errors part. So these error types are overall defined inside the form state. So we can also need to declare the form state type. So for this, we can create the form state type also, which is an empty object because it consists either an array errors, which is an empty object. Okay. So we already created the form state type of this. Now enter the component. Let's put up this initial form state. So we go enter the add product here, and we click. We can create here the initial state for it. So for this, we can create a new variable called. We can take it as initial state, which is of form type which we have declared above. Then it has a variable of error types, which is an empty array. Okay. Now we declared an initial state. Save it here. Now enter the to use if we use the useActionState, this will take 2 arguments. Okay. So for this we can type useActionState, and we can import this particular useActionState from the React part. Okay. And it will take 2 parameters. One is the server action and the other is the form state. So for this, in this case, we can use, we have create product and we have the form state as well. We can take it as initial state. We can make it as say. So currently the trade product will give you an error. So we will sort out after that. So now after this, to work with this route, we need to update our create product function our server action, so that we can so that the create product can work with this updated route. So for this we can insert the create product. Here after here we can create a new variable with the called errors, which is top of errors, and it is an empty object. Then we can pass a field which we need to update, which we need to validate use the help of useActionState. So for this we need to give a condition for title, price and description. So let's do that. I will give like if title, if not title, then I can give errors dot title, and we can display the message. It will be title is required. Then we can go do this same for the price and description. We can also test the value. The value price is not empty. Errors dot price. Then we can give this as price is required. We can type as price is required. It should be small. After this we can go for description, not description, and we need to set up their matches of what the description. If the description is empty, so we can type description is required. Now we need to set up the thing that once all the field has been submitted, then only our form gets submitted or added into the database. For this we need to check the key. We need to check the object that all the field should be non-empty. For this we need to check the condition for if object dot keys errors dot length should be greater. If it should be greater than 0, then we need to return the error list over here. We need to show the error on the UI path, because if any field left empty, then this particular error message will be pushed inside the object which we have created in the type of errors, and it will display in the UI part. So for this, how we see that in this the error should be displayed. If suppose if error can be catched by the object by the length, suppose if someone has left a title is empty, then how this error can be showed in the UI part. For this we need to destructure our useActionState. So for this we need to create a variable. We need to destructure our variable from or you can say that we can get some tree like state variable from there, from the server part. Then we have form state. Then we have form action. We get form action. Then after that is pending we can also get. Okay. Now these are the things which we are get from the create product page. After for this, this is the form state, and this will hold. This will show the it is a part of initial state. This will show the error in this. So how to display the error in this? So after this, the component first we will use to current form state to display the error. So this is the current form state display to error. Okay. Now for this we need to go to the UI part. So here we need to change the after the label we need to give a condition, and we need to check the condition for state dot errors dot title. If it empty, then we will go. So here we state dot we did not get title over here. So let me see there is some issue in the thing. So here we have done some error, because here we see that type error should be of type errors, not an empty object. So that's why we need to check it over here to save it over here. After that, you can see that I have gone that state errors should be. After that, you need to state error dot title, and then we need to pass the message to it. So we need to display state dot errors dot title. Okay. We need to also give a tailwind CSS to it of color red. So we can type class name as text red 500. Red 500. So we will copy this whole code. And one more thing, we need to add an extra D to it. so that we can wrap our labels and titles both here. So we can after that include here divs, and we can create a div over here. We can div here, then again div, cut here, and cut it. We can place it. Okay, now we can just copy the state from here. For the title we have already read. Then we have to write for the price, and then for the description. So let's change things over here. Price 80 euro for the price. Okay. Now after that we can, for the description we need to change the title up to here for the description, and after that to the description. Now with the help of this state, now now after that adding the state, and now the action is now the state which we are getting from the use action state, we have already used that to display the error in the form. Now what about the form action which we are getting from the use action state hook? So this use action state, we need to copy this, and we need to replace our form action which is in the before it is go to the create browser. So now we need to replace this, and now the form action will be replaced to that. After this, then we have, so now we can now after this we will use is pending boolean to conditionally disable. Now we get two property. We already work on state and form action by we have already added in our code. Now we work with is pending. So in the is pending, I already show you in the previous tutorial that we have created a separate component. We are using the is pending over there. So I can also see it here how we can use in this particular example. So I just need to submit. I need to just commit out that commit and just copy the that button whole code, copy it to and paste it over it, so that you can see how it will be working. Now we need to remove that is pending to. We need to is pending. Okay, now we could copy this, and now it will pending use. Okay, now the things which we are getting from the use action state like form state and form action is pending, we already have used in our code. Now all the thing is working fine. Now let's start our server, and then let's see what the browser shows for it. Now let's start our server with the rate and run dev. Now here your server already get started. Now for this we go to the route product or dash db.server. So here you can see that you can get a build error that you are importing a component that need use action state. This React hook only works in the client component. To fix this, mark the parent as a use item. So as you know that as you already know that this is the React hook which is basically work on the client side. Okay. So suppose if I make that particular this component to be a client component, you can again use client. Suppose I can declare my use ID on top of the file. Again, you get the error. So if you make this particular component as a client component, then go to the browser. So again, if you reload this particular page, so you find an again error that use server can't be it is not allowed. It is saying that it is not allowed to define inline use server annotation server action in client component. Means you don't allow to use server directory after the as you are using the use client directory on top of that, and you are not you are using the use server directory inside a server action of create product. So this is not allowed in the NextJs. So in the next video we will debug this, and we will resolve this particular issue, how we can solve this particular issue. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more such very tutorials. Thank you.